Hi, welcome. My name is Nicole, and today I am coming with a different type of message. This message is more along the lines of my journey, my testimony, a little bit about my testimony, and just spiritual warfare all the way around. And I felt compelled to, I wouldn't say I felt compelled. I was actually pushed to do this by God, and I've been pushed to do this by God for a very long time. And it's been pretty hard coming forth, speaking about this for many different reasons. And, but I have to be obedient. I've been dragging my feet with this for quite some time. God has been pushing me to do this for quite some time. And I wasn't fully comfortable with speaking out about it in detail. And, regarding my the warfare and the type of warfare that I go through and what I've had to endure for a very long time. And it's such a taboo topic, not necessarily in the church or in the spiritual world. It's more taboo in the world. And the crazy thing about this whole thing is I've dealt with it for, about 20 years, and I had no clue that I was dealing with this up until maybe a couple of years ago. And it was witchcraft. For a long time, I had been dealing with it. I wasn't fully, or when I started going through with it, it was during my backsliding phase, where I had come to Christ before, and then I kind of went back into the world because of church hurt and different things. So I was sold out prior to that, but due to church hurt and some other things, I kind of went back into the world. But during that time, I was dealing with these things, and I didn't know that was what I was dealing with. I just knew that there was a lot of things going on in my life that I had absolutely no control of. It didn't seem normal. But there was always this thing where, witchcraft is only real if you believe in it. Well, for any of you that think like that, that is not true. Doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's real. And so God had been telling me that I needed to come forth and speak about it. And he had been letting me know that my reason for not wanting to talk about it was actually the enemy trying to silence me. And he was right, because on several occasions, I had several incidents where the enemy was trying to use people around me to discourage me, to gaslight me, to make me feel and think that I wasn't going through what I was going through, that it had to be another source, just different things that I was going through. And the thing about it with the people that were around me, that were trying to convince me of this, they didn't really hear my story. They only heard bits and pieces, and they automatically assumed that, that's not what that is, or that's crazy, or because that's what the enemy's would try to make you think that you're crazy, because he likes to deceive people. He likes to keep people in the dark, because if you're in the dark, he can have a field day in your life. But I knew that what I was dealing with was real, because God was speaking it to me. And he had been showing me for a very long time. I just didn't understand what he was showing to me. But when he began to give me wisdom and understanding and clarity on the things that I was dealing with and the people around me, I began to put two and two together, even placing people in my path that had absolutely they just didn't know me, but they were confirming things that God had already been speaking to me. And, after I came into realization with what was actually going on, then God started revealing to me the different things over the years, how these people had been doing certain things and what it was causing, the different turmoil in my house. In my life. And my life was just so messy. And it was like, no matter what I did, I just could not get a grip on my life. And, when I was out in the world, I would go to clubs, I would drink, I did the things that people in the world do. But I still tried to handle my business, but life was just so messy. And so when I began to prioritize my priorities and to cut out all the clubbing and everything else and just focus on priorities only, things got even worse. So it was in that moment I realized, like, this is something is going on. It is not, what is going on in my life is not normal. No matter what I do, I can't get things on track. Something is not right. And oh my gosh, so many things started taking place in my life. And it's like God had placed someone in my midst prior to me getting that feeling. And a certain incident took place one day. And, I went to her and spoke to her about it. And it was then that she told me, she was like, you don't know what you're dealing with? And I was like, no, what do you mean? And it was then that she told me that you're dealing with witchcraft. You're dealing with witchcraft. And I was just like floored, like, witchcraft? Why would I be dealing with witchcraft? Who would be doing witchcraft to me? And it was that day that my spiritual eyes began to open and clarity started coming in, because I had a revelation on what was going on in my life. It was then I realized what God had been trying to show me for so long. And I could not understand it. I could not wrap my head around it. But it all began to, I wouldn't say make sense, because it's just like when you don't grow up in an environment like that, or you don't grow up around certain things like that type of spiritual warfare, or just, honestly, I didn't even know I really didn't have a whole understanding on spiritual warfare. But because the world considers certain things normal, outside of that, and because I was so accustomed to normal, that didn't make any sense to me until I received that revelation. And that's when God just began to pour out more revelation and understanding. And he began to reveal to me what was going on, who was doing it to me, how they did it, when they did it, why they're doing it. And it was so much. And oh my gosh. And when I began to realize that it's not me. I'm not going crazy. Is something has really been in control of my life this entire time, and it wasn't me. And he revealed to me that I had been under mind control for a while, and that a lot of my actions had a lot to do with that mind control thing, that mind control witchcraft. And it's so crazy because it was hard for me to even wrap my head around that, because I'm like, how does someone control my mind? I'm in control of my own actions. But then he began to reveal to me certain things that took place, and in those moments I would even ask myself, what made me say that? Where did that come from? What made me do that? I did that. And, people would tell me I did certain things and I couldn't remember. It was just different things that was going on. And it was just, I don't know, it was so life-changing, especially when I found out the main culprit. It was very, very hurtful. And it was hard for me. I was in denial for a while, and God would tell me certain things that I knew he had to tell me because my memory wasn't that great. And then he would send people to tell me certain things, to confirm it for me, different apostles and different people to confirm it for me. And it really, really changed my life. And now here I am. It's so much. I don't even know where to start. But I guess I'll begin with just this, shedding some light on the fact that witchcraft is very real. The spiritual realm is very real. Just like God is real, Satan is real. Just like God has an agenda for us, so does Satan. He has an agenda as well. And when God is, I learned that when God is telling you to do something, regardless of how you feel, what do you think, if regardless of what, it doesn't matter what anyone else around you feel. It doesn't matter what anyone else around you think. It's not about you. You shouldn't even be, thinking or feeling a way about it, because if God is telling you to do it, he's telling you for a reason. And I realized that his reason for telling me this was to set other people free from it. And here I am, being obedient, wanting to set people free, because everything that I went through, all that I went through, and these people were really close to me, all that I went through, I never want anyone else to go through that and not understand what they're going through, because I dealt with that for 20 years and I had no clue. Sometimes I just thought I was losing my mind. I was out of my mind. It was just bad. But, I'll go into details with certain things a little later. But I pray that this message, my testimony alone, would help someone, would set them free, would give them the revelation that they need, the understanding that they needed regarding the things that are probably taking place in their life, and to speak out. Don't let you speak out, but speak out with wisdom. Let God lead you, because the enemy is very deceptive. He's very tricky. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And when it comes to this topic, you have to be very careful, because God told me two things about this. He told me to be careful. He said, because they're gonna try to put you either in the mental a mental institute, or get you incarcerated. Because when you're going through these things, it's so out of this world. Sometimes it's so bad you have to tell someone, or you want to tell someone. It's so bad that you just know like something is really going on, and you just, it will cause you to act a certain way when you're going through spiritual warfare. And especially when you're really sensitive in the spirit, you feel the symptoms of it. And And sometimes it can make you it can kind of make you, I wouldn't, if you don't have a grip of yourself and you're not fixated on God and, Proverbs 3:5, allowing him to lead you, you could have mood swings. It can cause you to have mood swings. It can cause you to be snappy, angry, bitter, like different things like that. So you have to be led with wisdom and by the Holy Spirit when it comes to speaking out about this thing. And these are things that I had to learn along the way. And now God is telling me, it's time. You have to begin to speak out about this and set my people free. So this is my first step in speaking out about this, my personal testimony, and setting his people free. So again, I hope this blessed someone. And until next time, you have a good one.